Welcome back to the Paul Day of Pokemon Review. Today we're going to be talking about Wo-Chien. Now Wo-Chien, not as crazy as Ting Lu, but definitely still a very bulky Pokemon and definitely not to be underestimated. So already just looking at its stats, HP of 85, defense of 100, special defense of 135. So already incredible bulk. Again, similar to Ting Lu, its ability actually lowers the attack of all other opponents. So honestly, that base 100 defense is actually higher, as you know, you're basically getting a 25% buff there. Now, in terms of utility moves, it does get a couple good ones, but just not as overall consistent or good as, you know, like Ting Lu. It does get good moves like Knock Off, Leech Seed, and Stun Spore. Some other good moves just in general gets, you know, Dark Pulse, Energy Ball, Giga Drain. It also gets Body Press, you know, if you really invest in defense. Again, this is just one of those Pokemon where it's not the craziest of Pokemon, but at the same time, it's definitely not a Pokemon to underestimate, and a lot of builds are just basically full bulk with some potential either hazards or setup or whatever. Sometimes you might just want to build super physical defensive and use Body Press, and then, you know, you'll run your typical Stun Spore, Knock Off, whatever. You know, building physical defensive, you also throw a Rocky Helmet on. Sometimes you might just want to build specially defensive, just become an even greater threat. Probably throw on Leech Seed then, as that's pretty much one of your only methods of health regen back on this Pokemon. Maybe with Giga Drain too. But yeah, this is definitely an incredibly bulky Pokemon, but one of the real problems with this Pokemon is just its typing. Now, Grass Dark is a pretty mediocre typing, as again, one of the most common switch moves in the game, U-Turn, you're 4 times weak to that. Even with the incredible bulk, with a 4 times weakness, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. Grass in general just has a lot of weaknesses too. I mean, Grass alone has 5 weaknesses. So, like, already you're just coming in with a lot of weaknesses there. But other than that, the future that I see with this Pokemon, honestly, is that, especially already with Chien Pao, Chi-Yu, and Ting Lu, all of those Pokemon are definitely going to probably be consistent OU threats. I think a Pokemon like this is going to drop down to the lower tiers like UU or something. And then that's where it's really going to shine. Because even though it doesn't have, again, as much of the crazy potential that the other 3 of the legendaries do, a Pokemon with this bulk and still setup and, you know, coverage and stuff like that is still definitely a threat. And I think the lower in the less it gets used and the lower in the tiers it drops, inevitably the more it's going to get picked up again. Because at some point you're going to drop down to a tier where it can just completely wall out the Pokemon in that tier. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. 95% of people aren't subscribed. I got plenty more content like this coming on the way. Tomorrow, I'm finally dropping a battle video. We're hopping on Battle Stadium singles. We're going to test out some Pokemon. And on top of that, I'll also be dropping my guide for how I'm going to be handling the 7-star Charizard raid. That's all for this video. I'll catch you in the next one.